Welcome back, and yes, another week in the books, and the CHL Top 10 rankings have come out. And last week, when I talked about the CHL Top 10 rankings, I wasn't sure if the London Knights should be the number one ranked team in the Canadian Hockey League. And this week, they're not number one in the CHL, but they're number 4, and still the top team representing the Ontario Hockey League. So I have a little bit of questions about that. Plus, the OHL power rankings came out, and they've got the London Knights still first overall. So I'm considering the idea of doing my own power rankings to look at what's going on currently in the Ontario Hockey League. Now, I'm not discrediting the London Knights. They do have a very solid lineup, lots of potential, and I think that's kind of what these rankings are considering more than what's actually happening on the ice right now. Because the London Knights, number 4 in the CHL Top 10 rankings. They went 1-1-1 over that week. Started with a shootout loss on the road against the Soo Greyhounds. And the Soo Greyhounds, one of the hottest teams in the Canadian Hockey League. And they do make the top 10 this week. So I'm really excited to see the Greyhounds getting some representation. But we'll talk about the Knights right now. They lost that game to the Soo, and then they came home and lost to the North Bay Battalion by a score of 3-1. Dom DiVincentis shut the door in that game. He has been standing tall of late for the Battalion. But they did win in regulation against the Guelph Storm to wrap up the Thanksgiving weekend. So that's how they went 1-1-1. Denver Barkey having a good week. 2 goals, 2 assists in those 3 games. Denver Barkey, a solid forward for that London Knights team. Definitely worth the price of admission, and he's carrying that team on his back. Also, Sam Dickinson, the top OHL prospect heading into the NHL draft. That's what many scouts are suggesting. He had a goal and an assist. He's a great shutdown defender, and when he's out on the ice, he's hard to beat. He's that physical presence. And also Max McHugh, he had a pretty big week. Scored his first goal of the season against the Soo Wednesday night, and then added 2 assists in the game against the Guelph Storm. So the London Knights, the top-ranked team in the Ontario Hockey League, on the CHL Top 10 ranking, coming in at number 4. Number 5, the Saginaw Spirit. They only played 1 game over the Thanksgiving long weekend, but they made it count. They defeated the Kitchener Rangers by a final score of 8-2. Remember, the Kitchener Rangers earned a 4-3 win at home against the Saginaw Spirit to open the regular season, and Saginaw seemed to take offense to that and crushed the Rangers on home ice. And what's also to note, Saginaw still has a perfect penalty kill. 100% success rate so far, which is quite remarkable, but it is still early in the season. But you have to take note with that. If the Saginaw Spirit are taking penalties, they're able to defend right now. Hunter Haight, he had a hat trick in that game against the Kitchener Rangers, the former Barrie Colt. And Zane Parekh, 4 assists in that game. Parekh, another prospect for the upcoming NHL draft. Keep an eye on that name, as he's expected to go in the first round of the NHL draft. The third team being represented on the CHL Top 10 rankings, the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, finally getting some respect from the league. They opened their week with that win at home against the London Knights in the shootout. Beck, he had the shootout winner. He's been a solid addition from the Ottawa 67s. So Beck really taking charge with that Sault Greyhounds team. And then after that win, they stumbled on the road. They went to Sarnia and lost 7-4. The Sarnia Sting, another team that's been having success putting pucks in the back of the net. They also made a big trade today, sending Ben Goodrow to the Erie Otters. So the things starting to take shape in the Western Conference. The Erie Otters needing a goaltender as they're off to a slow start and picking up Ben Goodrow. But also to note for the Greyhounds, after that loss in Sarnia, a couple of big wins in Windsor and Flint. And for the Soo Greyhounds, they lead the leagues in goals for. They have 37 goals, and they're the first team to 5 victories on this season. So I think the Soo Greyhounds, they should have been mentioned last week, but this week they finally made the cut with the CHL Top 10 ranking. Another team making the cut this year, the North Bay Battalion. They are number 10 in the Canadian Hockey League. The Battalion, they've won 3 of their last 4 games since going 1-0-1 to start the year. Or actually, no, the Barrie Colts, they won both those games against North Bay. Scratch that, reverse that. So the Battalion, they've won 3 of their last 4 games since going 0-1-1 against the Barrie Colts. That sounds a lot better. So the North Bay Battalion, they've been looking pretty solid since Dom DiVincentis. He has been outstanding for North Bay. The Battalion, they earned a 4-1 win on the road against the London Knights, and then won yesterday, Thanksgiving Monday, against the Owen Sound Attack by a score of 3-1. And when you look at DiVincentis' numbers, a .969 save percentage in the game against London, and a .963 save percentage against Owen Sound. So Dom DiVincentis, you could consider him one of the top goaltenders in the Ontario Hockey League, if not the entire Canadian Hockey League. So that's where we stand with the CHL Top 10 rankings this week. The London Knights, number 4. Number 5, the Saginaw Spirit. Sault Ste. Marie coming in at number 9. And the North Bay Battalion at number 10. So the Sudbury Wolves, they get knocked off the top 10 ranking. Had that tough loss the other night against the Ottawa 67s. But other than that, the Sudbury Wolves still looking pretty good. Just waiting for Quentin Musty to get back in the lineup. And you know what? That's going to be a big boost for them. And it's just really great to see Northern Ontario being well represented this year in junior hockey with the Greyhounds, the Battalion, and the Wolves. So that's it for this week's edition of the CHL Top 10 Rankings. Let me know in the comments below how you think things should have shaped up. Do you really think London deserves to be the top representative in the Ontario Hockey League, or are they in the right spot? So put your comments down below, and also let me know if you would like to have an OHL Power Rankings added to the channel. It's something that I'm kind of considering after seeing this week's results. I was really just surprised to see the London Knights and Saginaw Spirit 1 and 2, but the North Bay Battalion represented at number 3. So I do have a few questions about how that power ranking's going, so I'm thinking maybe I should just start my own. Let me know about what you think. Remember to hit like and subscribe to get notifications, and if you haven't watched it yet, I just posted an interview that I did with Bo Akey and Bo Jelsma, with Bo's buddies, the interview coming right after Akey signing that entry-level contract with the Edmonton Oilers. So exciting times for Bo Akey and Bo Jelsma. And be sure to check out that video and hit like and subscribe. We'll talk to you again soon.